You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. All right, y'all know what time it is.
It's a crazy-ass white folks' time.
Is it crazy?
Girls, no charcoal grills are allowed.
I'm white. I got you, Carl.
Illegally selling water without a permit
On my property.
Whoa! Hey!
You don't live here.
I'm uncomfortable.
All of you black English teachers out there, there's a job opening in Fort Worth, Texas. Georgia Clark, an English teacher in the Fort Worth Independent School District, she was the one who actually posted some social media comments telling Donald Trump, that's right, get rid of these illegals, including the ones in her classroom. Well, when the Washington Post publicized those particular tweets, let's just say it didn't sit well with the officials there in Fort Worth. Poor little Georgia, she out of a job today. I feel so sad, Eugene.
I don't.
Not.
I don't. You know, what makes it so much more egregious is that she's targeting kids, right? Kids that have no control over their lives. But look, you want to expel your racism, at least do it with somebody that can provide a fair fight to you. Don't do it to somebody that can't fight back. And so I think the school district did the right thing, fired her. I think her teacher's license should be permanently revoked. Same thing I feel about police officers that do similar things. You commit I think there should be a federal law, and I think every presidential candidate should take it up. Somebody commits a racist crime, they should have their professional license suspended or revoked permanently.
I couldn't agree with you more. This woman is amusing.
I keep saying, Julian, every time one of these white folks lose their mind, black folks should line up and apply for their jobs.
I agree with you, Roland. Even more than this woman does not know. She knows what these young people's ethnicity is. She doesn't know whether they're legal or not. So this whole notion of threatening Latinos with deportation, it is bullying. It's ridiculous, and she does not belong in the school system. But this is a tip of the iceberg. I was at a community college very recently in the Southwest, and actually a student told me that when she complained about the teacher's uneven application of a rule, the woman came back and said, I can have you deported. Huh. This was a kid. She was 19 years old. And because she said, this isn't fair, I would have you deported. So this is like the should I say Trump card? For a lot of people, when there are disputes with undocumented people, we really have to do something about that. We really have to tell folks, as Eugene says, if you do this nonsense, not only you out of a job, but we will shun you, we will mess with you, we will take you viral and all of that.
But Roland, this is where advocacy groups fail, as far as I'm concerned, and this is where plaintiffs' attorneys that bring cases often fail. They get what looks like a remedy in that something happens to one person who we know did something so blatant that it required action. But what should be going on right now is that advocacy groups and PTAs and just mama and daddy on the street in that community need to be requiring from that entire school system that they go through sensitivity training, that they go through a reboot on their anti-discrimination training, that they be required to go through the kind of non-disclosure agreements that are already supposed to be in place regarding information that they may or may not get about the students. And the reason advocates are important is because there may be parents who are afraid to speak because they are not here what we so-called illegal. There may be children who are here and they don't know what the status of their visa is, and that is not supposed to matter in the way you were treated. If this woman felt so comfortable that she was willing to tweet about that, that is a culture code for that system at that school. It is not about that one woman. So it may be a one bad apple, but I'm telling you, that's a rotten vine.
Roland, my comments were going to be about the system as well. So Monique pretty much broke that down in terms of,
Exactly.
oh, it's fine. I mean, who could have done it better? But I always wonder what will happen to these people who get fired because, like for example, the murderer of Tamir Rice got another gig. And the dude who back in the day who called black basketball players nappy-headed something, who was fired from that show, got another show.
Yep.
Now, about the time they get their new gig, the spotlight is off, and they go on with their life, and they do what they do because white people, particularly bad white people, have each other's back. And these bad white people are from the White House to the outhouse. So we don't know what's going to happen with these people.
Mostly the outhouse.
But I agree with Monique regarding that it's a systemic issue. But I also have to say, at the risk of sounding peculiar, is that I like when white people are straight up. Because some of them are very repressed and they behaviorally act out on our people and do damage that's more clandestine that we can't shine a spotlight on, and they continue where they are doing their damage and we don't know about it because there's no quote unquote proof. When this woman put this stuff on Instagram, there was proof and people reacted. So, and also I just want to close it, I don't think that cultural sensitivity training works. So, and that might be a whole other conversation.
It is a whole other conversation.
I don't think because I used to be a police, and I remember cultural sensitivity.
You used to be a police.
Yeah.
A police.
I used to be a police.
You were the popo?
I was a popo. I was a sheriff. I was a deputy sheriff in East Los Angeles.
You used to be a police.
Okay.
It did not work.
The cultural sensitivity stuff was superficial. It was playing into white people's issues, and I would have to see the curriculum.
And they do it. They do it holding their noses. I mean, you say you have to do, anti-bias training. They don't want to do it. They do it. They do it with their dragging their feet, and they mad, and the mouths are poked out, and then they say, okay, I did racial bias training, so I'm not racist anymore.
And they learn the code switch.
Do it, and then you have monitors shadowing in the classroom, and it has to be from a neighboring jurisdiction. There is a way to get this done that works. That's the same thing as with the police force. You have to cross-pollinate. You have to use federal resources, but it can get done. It can get cleaned up. We can't just lift our hands and say, well, throw this whole teacher system. So I mean, we
can't do this add water and stir. We can't do this add water and stir. Let's have.
This is going to happen.
Yes.
But there needs to be more conversation about this because we don't have time to get into it's 7:10. We don't have time to get to the facts of me knowing that it don't work.
Roland is like, we really
But
don't.
you know what? But you can't do this add water and stir stuff about let's have cultural training without looking at what the roots of it are, who's doing it, what kind of work is being done. Not this kumbaya stuff of the blue eye, brown eye thing. Some of that stuff is so superficial. It's almost amusing.
We've officially had a show now that Julian has said kumbaya because it's gonna work its way into the show.
Yeah. Are y'all done?
Look at Roland.
Are y'all done?
No, but the show has to end.
We're not done, but we're probably finished, right?
Well, guess what? I'm here for a 50-can education reform group board meeting. Damn it, I'm late, so y'all can sit here in that studio and talk all y'all want to. And of course, it's not lost on me. We're discussing an English teacher getting fired, and Cleo said I was a police. So don't think I just totally missed that.
Well, even
so that's how it goes. All right, folks.
Well, whatever. I was a police.
Yes,
Bye,
thank you.
y'all.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, folks, that's my homeboy there, Gerald Albright, one of the folks performing at the Life Lux Jazz Experience in Cabo, November 7th through 11th. I'm going to be there as well. Weekend-long event held at the Omnia Day Club in Los Cabos, nestled on the Sea of Cortez in Los Cabos, Mexico. Folks, it's going to be an amazing time over those 4 days. We're going to have lots of great food and drink and golf and spa, health and wellness, you name it. The second annual Life Love Jazz Experience. Of course, some great people, entertainers are going to be there. Comedian Mark Curry, Gerald Albright, Alex Bugnon, Song, Raul Madon, Incognito, Pieces of a Dream, Kirk Whalum, Average White Band, Donnie McClurkin, Shalea, Roy Ayers, Tom Brown, Ronnie Laws, and Ernest Quarles. I'll be broadcasting Roland Martin Unfiltered for that Thursday and Friday there as well. And so we want you to be in the house. It's going to be a great time. Go to lifeluxjazz.com, LIFELUXEJAZZ.com for more information. Packages are going fast. You also want to book it soon so your airline tickets are not crazy high. So go to lifeluxjazz.com. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.